Good afternoon, learners. I'm Eleanor Splinter from Fairmont High School in Durbanville, and I'm here this afternoon to take you through paper 2 of November 2010. What is the purpose of going through the paper? We want to see what questions were difficult, what questions people couldn't answer, and to focus on those questions that can bring points in our pocket. First of all, let's focus on the layout of the paper. The layout of the paper is going to be, first of all, statistics, and the statistics will be out of 30 marks. About more or less 4 questions will be 30 marks. After you've answered your statistics, you're going to have your analytical geometry. We also say coordinate geometry, and that is going to be 37 marks. After your analytical geometry, there's going to be the transformation geometry, which is usually the easier part of your paper. Here and there we'll struggle a little bit with the rotations, and that is 26 marks. And then last but not the least, our trigonometry. Now everybody knows trigonometry. Oh, I don't like it, it's difficult. But let's see, maybe today after I've gone through the questions with you, you'll feel more confident about the trigonometry, and that will be about 57 marks. If you add up, this in total gives you 150 marks. I'm going to start by going through the paper, and we're going to start with question number 1. Question number 1 posed the question: 2 mathematics classes A and B are in competition to see which class performed best in the June examination. Let's say we say it's the November examination, and the marks of class A are given below. Can you see, learners, these marks are given below here in box A, but class B has been put in a box and a whisker diagram. We know what the box and whisker is, so let's just say these are the results of class B, and these were the results of class A, these are the results of class B. Right. And they say both classes, very important here, have 25 learners in them. So you will see there's 25 scores here, and the box and whisker diagram is on the right hand side. 1.1 asks us, write down the 5 number summary for class A. Write down the 5 number summary for class A. My goodness, now what is a 5 number summary? You won't be able to answer this question if you don't know what a 5 number summary is. So let's start. The 5 number summary is, first of all, your minimum value. Can we check what our minimum value was? Our minimum value was 9. Okay, so that is 9 there, that's my minimum value. I go along, and the second one in my 5 number summary is my maximum value, which in this case is 92. Learners, please check that these numbers were already ordered for you. It was ordered for you from the lowest to the highest score. So what happens here is I've got my minimum score, I've got my maximum score, and now will you with me take these scores that we have here and come, let us order them and put them down on our paper. First of all, I have 9, then 14, another 14, and that 14 needs to be written down as well. I have 19, 21, 23. I'm going to go down to the next line. 23, then 33, 35, 37, another 37, look at my emphasis, another 37, don't forget that, 42. Then I have 45, 55, 56, 57, 59. We go on, we're almost done, 68, 75, you're doing it with me. Come learners, do it with me. You're ordering from biggest, you're ordering from smallest to biggest. I've got 2 75s already, but as you can see, there's another 75. So there's another 75 there. I've got 77. Let me move this up. Then I have 78. Then 80, 81, and 92. Why did I write down all these scores? Remember, this is the 5-number summary. So you have got your minimum, you've got your maximum. Now the 5-number summary wants the following. It wants quartile number 2, which is also your median. What is the median? The median is my middle number. It's the median, it's my middle number. Let's go and look. If I have 25 scores, then my middle number obviously is going to be this 55 here. Here's my 55. This is quartile number 2. Just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 scores on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 scores on this side. There we go. I've got quartile number 2. Quartile number 2 is 55. If I have quartile number 2, now I'm ready to go find quartile number 1. Now, quartile number 1 works like this. You move from quartile 2, I have 12 scores, and you find the middle of those 12 scores. And if I look carefully, it is going to be the number in between 23 and 33. So you have to go and find quartile number 1 by saying it is 23 plus 33 divided by 2. 23 plus 33 divided by 2. Learners, I know you can work that out. That gives you a total of 28. Goodness, I've got my minimum, I've got my maximum. Quartile number 1 is 28. And I've got quartile number 2. Surely you know how to find quartile number 3. Quartile number 1 works the same. Quartile number 3, all you do is you have your 12 scores again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And to find quartile number 3, you can see it's going to be 75. It is 75 plus 75 divided by 2, which gives you quartile number 3. And I write there, quartile 3 is equal to 75, and you have just scored yourself 4 marks. Let's summarize quickly. Quartile number 1 is, quartile number 1 we have is now 28. We work that out. Quartile number 2 is my median, it's 55. I have quartile number 3, which is 75. My minimum is 9, and my maximum is 92. There's your 5-number summary, all sorted. You have your 4 marks. Let's go to the next question. The next question that they asked me was to draw a box and a whisker diagram that represents Class A scores. Draw the box and the whisker diagram that represents Class A scores. Now look, I'm going to take the diagram sheet. The candidates were given a diagram sheet, and on this diagram sheet, they now have to draw a box and a whisker plot for Class A. Right. If I draw a box and a whisker plot for Class A, what do I need? My quartile 1. My quartile 2, my quartile 3, my minimum score, my maximum score, then my box and my whisker diagram is plotted. Now look, I'm going to plot it with you. Take your diagram and try it with me. See if you can sketch this box and whisker diagram by yourself. If you're not so sure, look what I'm about to do. Okay, so I get my ruler and I'm about to sketch my box and my whisker diagram. Remember now, this box and whisker diagram was given to you. We are now going to sketch the box and the whisker diagram for Class A. I need my minimum score. Do you remember what the minimum score was? The minimum score was 9. So I'm going to put down 9 here. This is 10. There's my 9. And I'm just going to draw a little line to show the examiner that is my minimum score. What was my maximum score now again? It was 92. Go to your sheet. There's 92 more or less. You don't have to be so accurate. And you draw a line there and you have your maximum score there. So far you have a minimum, you have a maximum. Now you draw in your median. What was my median? My median was 55. There in the middle of 50 and 60 is 55. Put the 55 down, write it like I am. I've got a thick Cokie here, guys. You can use a very nice pencil to do this, and you can always erase if you make a mistake. This is quartile 2. This is my maximum. This is quartile number. This is the minimum. I am now about to draw quartile number 1. What was quartile number 1 now again? Just look on your page. It was 28. How did I get quartile number 1? Median is quartile 2. There was my 12 scores, and I found the middle by adding the 2 numbers and dividing by 2. That was quartile number 1, and I'm going to say it again. It's 28. Look on your sheet. Where's 28? I found it. It is just here. You write 28 there. Draw a little line there as well. And learners, the last one that I have to sketch is quartile number 3, which is 75. There's 75. In the middle of 70 and 80 is 75. That's the last one I am drawing. Putting it down there. And grade 12 learners, look at that. All I'm going to do is connect my box. I've got a thick Cokie here. Again, there is quartile number 2. And now, if that is quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, all that remains for me to do is to draw in the whiskers. 1 whisker that side, 1 whisker that side. And there you have your box and your whisker plot. What can be easier than this? You've got your box and your whisker plot all drawn for 2 marks. And the next question that they asked us was, determine which class performed better in the June exam. Determine which class. Listen to the question. Determine which class. You have to answer the question. So I'm going to go back to my box and whisker. Learners, just listen very carefully. The question was, which class performed better? You either have to say class A or class B. That is how you're going to answer your question. You start by answering the question, is it class A or is it class B? Now remember, it was for 3 marks. So if it's for 3 marks, you have to give a reason for your answer. You can't get 3 marks by just saying it's class A or class B. So if I look at my box and my whisker diagram, oh my goodness, I must not tell them which class performed better. If I look at this, I can see that class B performed better than class A. So your answer that you're going to write down for question number 1.3 is class B. But why? Why did class B perform better? So on your answer sheet, you've got class B, but you are now going to substantiate your answer. That means jy gaan 'n rede gee vir jou antwoord. Jy kan nie 3 punte kry en net sê klas B het beter gevaar nie. So jy moet 'n rede gee vir jou antwoord. We have to give a reason, and in order for you to give the reason, you must understand the box and the whisker plot. So let's focus on the box and the whisker plot again. And we said class B performed better. And the reason for this, just look at quartile 2. Remember, quartile 2 is the middle. It is the middle score. The middle score of class B is 60%, whereas the middle score for class A is 55%. So half of the learners in class B got above 60%. Whereas only half of the learners in class A got above 55. Can you see that difference? Class B's median is 5% higher than class A. That can be a reason. And also, look at class B's box and whisker. It is skewed more to the left than that of class A. Reasons: class B performed better. We know that now because its quartile 2 is 60%. So 50% of the learners got above 60%, whereas here in class A, only 50% of the learners got above 55%. So that's 55% is the middle, 60% is the middle. The data here is skewed more to the left than class A. So definitely we're going to say class B performed better. I hope that question number 1 won't pose a problem to you in the exam. Remember, a box and whisker plot is very popular. You're either going to ask to be sketch it like I did, or you are going to be asked to read information from it. But now you can, because you know a minimum, you know what a maximum is. Quartile 2 is the middle score. Quartile number 3, the data above quartile 2, but the middle again. And quartile number 1, the data below quartile 2, the middle of the data. Learners, please, these are marks that can easily be scored. You can get this in the exam again. A box and a whisker plot, like I said, is very, very popular.